A doctor from the University of Chicago testified before Congress about gun violence. Dr. Selwyn Rogers Jr. spoke of the toll guns are taking on our city and on his staff as they treat victims.
Tia joins us with an in-depth look at this public health crisis. Tia.
Yeah, this is very important, definitely here in the city of Chicago. We heard some of that testimony just Tuesday, and today we are hearing more from Dr. Selwyn Rogers, a trauma surgeon with the University of Chicago Medicine. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Ms. Ewing.
Let's talk about this. Why should we all view gun violence as a public health crisis, and what does it look like in terms of looking at intentional violence through a public health lens? What does that mean?
Unfortunately, the events of the past 2 weeks, 10 people killed in Boulder, Colorado. A week ago, unfortunately, another 8 people killed in Atlanta. And just 10 days ago at Park Manor, 15 people shot, 2 people killed at a pop-up party. Those get the national attention, those get the news coverage, but unfortunately every day in America over 110 people get killed from gun violence, either by suicide or homicide. And we need to have a fundamental restructuring and reframing of how we approach gun violence. I'm advocating for a public health approach where we focus on risk factors, how can we prevent gun violence in the first place, and developing targeted interventions for those who are at most risk for gun violence.
Let's bring it home to Chicago. I know you're talking about some national statistics there, but as a trauma surgeon in Chicago, I know you have to see a lot on the front lines. At least here, we're reporting on gun violence. It seems like every single day. We just had a shooting in Bridgeview not too long ago. What do you think we need to do here in the city to address this public health crisis?
Well, there are a number of interventions that are currently being attempted in Chicago. I'm involved with the Institute for Nonviolence Chicago, as well as Cure Violence. Both of those initiatives focus on trying to prevent retaliatory violence using community health workers to intervene and prevent retaliatory gun violence. The second avenue I think that's very important is to look at the high-risk individuals. People who have been shot once are more likely to be shot again. Over 45% of people who have been the victims of gun violence are likely to be shot or injured over the next 5 years. And so by targeting those high-risk individuals, we have an opportunity to intervene and prevent those individuals from being shot again. Those interventions include things like Chicago Cred, Creating Real Economic Destiny, and Heartland Alliance's READY program, which stands for Rapid Employment and Development Initiative. And those initiatives focus on giving victims of gun violence an opportunity for cognitive behavioral therapy and transitional jobs in order to put them on a path of recovery and preventing them from becoming victims of violence again.
I hear investment from just about everything you're saying. It sounds like investing in the community is the way to try to at least solve some of this. Let's talk about violence in the pandemic. What type of violence have you seen increase on the front lines during this time?
Unfortunately, at the University of Chicago Medicine, we've seen a 50% increase in the numbers of people that we're taking care of as victims of gun violence. Just in the past 24 hours, we've had 8 victims of gun violence admitted to the University of Chicago Medicine. A lot of that stems from, in my opinion, chronic disinvestment in communities on the south side and west sides of our city, addressing those longstanding inequities to alleviate the human suffering caused from unemployment, homelessness, joblessness, are all things that we can do for primary prevention of gun violence. Yeah. In addition, I think one of the things that we don't address and has been a significant factor in the past year with respect to COVID-19 is the dramatic effects on social isolation and being in quarantine and how that has affected people with respect to their relationships with each other. We've definitely seen higher rates of domestic violence and interpersonal violence that may have stemmed from some of the pressures related to being in quarantine for the past year.
I hate to say it, but Dr. Rogers, you sound like a broken record. I hear that all the time reporting in this city that there needs to be more investment in certain communities. That hasn't happened clearly because we're still in this situation. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for the work that you're doing on the front lines.
Thank you, Ms. Ewing, for having me.
Anthony and Sally, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Tia, thank you. All right, coming up, what a story from